So if you've never seen this game before, it is fairly simple in terms of how straightforward it is. There's not a whole lot of side quests and things to do in that style, and it kind of teaches you the RPG basics, as it were. And even this first fight is meant to teach you the basics. However, because of RNG, you can actually die to this first fight.
Yep, and then along the line, so this is supposed to be a beginner's RPG, is how they had marketed it. And then one of the key features that makes this run possible at lower levels and just possible in general is even if you do die in game over, you get to restart that fight. And then we saw a nice crit from Opus.
Right, and unfortunately there's only so many times that you can whiff and miss, and then you will kind of run out of HP because Ben does only have a certain amount of HP at the beginning of the game. And you see the bars here. Some people will keep the bars, some people will switch to the numbers, as you just saw Opus do. And unfortunately, Magus did die to the first boss and is redoing the battle. Oh, that was a nice crit at the end.
No problem taking care of it the second time. Opus grabs himself the most powerful spell of the game. Use it on quite a few enemies.
So here we're going to pick up our first partner, which is Kaylee. Kaylee's main weapon is the axe, and she comes equipped with a life spell. Ben's first spell in the town, which is Cure, and that's going to be used for one of the bosses coming up in just a little bit. You have two possibilities here. You can leave your partner on auto, which means that they'll just kind of use AI and pick whatever they want to do. And there are a lot of instances where this is really helpful, especially in boss battles. Or you can switch them to manual and then you control what they do. And that's also useful in various situations. So it really just depends on what your battle is and what the strat is for that particular group of monsters.
Yeah, then we'll try to point out the different things throughout the run about as far as what auto is going to do. Generally, if your partner has cure and you or the partner has half HP or less, the partner is going to cure. And we have a nice graphical glitch on Opus's side.
I imagine Opus is probably using an old cart.
Yeah. So there's a few things that are kind of poorly coded. Life kills a bunch of random enemies that aren't undead.
Like that Minotaur in particular. Now we're going to move on and pick up our second partner because we have to get Kaylee healed. She's been poisoned by this tree, this evil Minotaur. We have to save her because she sacrificed 4 minutes of her life to help us.
Unfortunately, Tristan is a bit greedy. And Ben's like, nope, I don't have money. Sorry, dude. It's like, okay, fine, dude. Help me find treasure and you'll be good to go. Which is also really nice for Ben because there's a crystal where Tristan wants to go anyway.
Right. So you're also going to see along the way there are certain treasures that our runners are going to pick up, and there's going to be certain ones that they're not. Especially the brown chest items, there is a certain order that we need to collect them in order to do a glitch about midway through the game.
And then you just buy the bombs right here from Tristram. This is basically going to be Benjamin's primary weapon for quite a while.
Yeah, the bombs for the first part of the game are really overpowered, and it's very nice.
With the added side effect that they don't miss.
Yes, that is a very good thing.
Then pretty shortly we're hopefully going to see the runners start showing off another glitch in the game. It'll be after the next brown chest they pick up, and it helps us with the inventory management to set up a later glitch.
And there Tristram has whiffed. He does that often as well.
So something you're going to see throughout the run, basically beginning in the next couple areas, is pretty shortly Ben's going to start being outspeeded by every single encounter. An interesting feature in this game is, so if you have your partner on auto, they have life when Benjamin dies and stuff like that. If he gets killed before Tristram attacks, or your partner attacks, then he gets revived, he'll still do the attack. Definitely not a feature that you see in any other RPG. You normally have to wait until the next turn.
Right, and it's also really helpful when you get to some of the bosses.
Okay, first, that brown chest that Opus picked up was the seeds. What that does is lets us restore magic points.
So what you're seeing now is him doing the duplication glitch. So it allows us to basically dupe the seeds one at a time in the inventory. So every time he selects it and then runs away, he's able to duplicate a seed.
Man, these encounters. You definitely want 2 encounters that are bad. Generally, if it's going to take more than 1 round, they're going to run away. Oh no, Maggie's got stuck in the quicksand a little bit.
Well, luckily, you can get out of it a little bit.
Yep, and then Maggie's is a little bit of a newer runner. I'm not sure if he has his notes up or not. This is basically in Bone Dungeon, you want to run away from any 3 enemy formation.
Right, especially with Tristram's penchant for missing.
Yep, and then there's a ton of different formations that you have to get used to. So it's definitely not uncommon to not know what you need to do, because there's just so much.
So now we have the first of the main bosses. This is Flamosaurus Rex. He is considered, I believe, an undead creature. So Cure is going to damage him for a pretty decent amount, about 250 HP.
And then he does hit really hard against Ben, and he's the main damage dealer. We'll probably see Opus heal Tristram with life in the next turn.
Yeah, when Tristram starts to get low, you definitely want to heal him up.
Oh no! Okay, that's fine.
Because he will not heal himself.
Okay, then Maggie is caught up a little bit, and we'll see. And then he is almost at probably a couple more attacks. If Flamewars lets him.
And it doesn't seem to be. He's going a little YOLO, but he's gonna got a nice crit.
Nice crit. Yeah, so basically, any boss can basically wreck you whenever they want to.
Oh no!
Oh my!
He went a little too YOLO.
Yeah, because he was only like one hit away too.
But Blue Fox Icy, I can speak English, there we go.
You can just call him
Life. Blue Fox, it restores your HP, it brings you back to life, and it actually has the added benefit of curing status effects if you use it in battle. It's the best spell ever on the planet.
It's almost like a Mega Elixir without healing your HP.
Yep.
Or full restore in the Pokemon series. Oh no. I think Flamewars is almost dead. He can only take one attack on Magius' side. Nope. But not that one.
Oh man, Flamosaurus Rex is relentless today.
Yep, the basic strat is we're going to use Cure until we run out, and then Quake. And then whenever Tristram is below half HP, you want to heal with Life. And then the thing is, like, there's really nothing they can do about it. It's like, there's no fault on their execution at all.
Right, I mean, you can just get absolutely trolled by these bosses.
Do you think Opus does have this one down now? Right there.
Yep, there we go. Ooh, I hope May just... No, he didn't heal himself.
Finish it. This might be fine. It might not be fine.
Oh.
I think that's it.
Yep.
No. Alright, so meanwhile Opus is making his way out of Bone Dungeon. He's going to be making a couple of stops along the way out. One is to pick up his small shield. That one just basically gives him a little bit extra defense, helps him survive in some additional things. I don't think it gives any extra status defenses though.
No, I don't think so either. And he'll also be picking up his cure potions.
Yeah, but then we'll explain a little bit more on why they're doing this when the time comes.
Oh, this is such a game. Such a game this is.
Oh no. It's usually a bad sign whenever you watch your partner die. One of the things that we're going to be skipping in this run, because we skipped that section of the game, is the life spell for Ben. So if a partner dies, you have no way to revive them, and you just pray that Ben's next attack kills.
Right. But if it happens towards the beginning of a boss battle, then you really are just better off killing yourself as fast as you can and getting the battle started over again. Because Ben is way too weak throughout this run to take on any bosses by himself. So we bring the elixir to Kaylee. Kaylee is going to get better. And we're going to move on to the next section of the game here on Opus's side.
There we go. I think Maggie's is gonna get this one this time. It's lazy.
There we go. Magus is through Flamosaurus Rex now.
There we go. Finally decided to play nice for him.
Yeah, the main part of this run really seems to be learning how best to defeat the monster formations and the bosses rather than anything else, because the storyline really is very straightforward. We've picked up Phoebe, and Phoebe is, for some reason, we have to go into Phoebe's house to discuss, you know, how they're going to fix Aquaria and melt all the ice. But whatever, we have Phoebe, and she is Bae, and everything is good.
Yep, and then nice thing about Phoebe as a partner, you can basically autopilot her the entire time. So in Wintry Cave, whenever we have two of the same enemy, for the most part, 2 or 3 of the same type of enemy in the battle, you can just leave her on auto the entire time and she'll take them all out in one turn.
Right, she's smart enough to know what magic they're weak against, which is really nice. But if you have just one enemy that's different in your formation, she gets a little confused and you have to manually tell her what to do.
Yep, and then these landworms is a secondary reason why we decided to grab Quake.
The summer will melt all the ice. If only it was that simple, chat. If only it was that simple.
I can use my sum here. I'll melt that ice. Cool me off a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Opus is getting a lot of really nice formations here.
The big reason we grab that shield along the way out is just so we can have a little bit extra defense. It helps give Ben a little extra survivability.
Oh, Magus is on the wrong side for the quicksand, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. There we go. So the big reason why they decided to head off over to Wintry Cave is Phoebe knows that there's a Leaper crest in there. And then what these crests do is it lets us use these teleporters. So her big theory is there's some wake water that's found inside the Libra temple, so they can melt all the ice.
Unfortunately, it's guarded by a trolley squid.
Yeah.
So one of the worst enemies in the Wintry Cave are the centaurs, because they love to confuse your party members. Usually they'll do one riddle on Phoebe and one riddle on Ben, as you just saw, and it doesn't always work out so nicely to try to get out of it. Opus got lucky there, and he was able to have Ben wake up pretty quickly.
And then up until we get to the end of this section, seed management is a critical part for our inventory. So normally on that previous counter, you would have Phoebe do auto, and she'll probably cast fire. But Opus opted to use an attack instead to try to save that spell charge.
Right, because even though we could dupe more seeds, it would take extra time out of the run.
Yeah, it takes like 10 seconds to run away and start another encounter.
We pick up heals inside the ice pyramid. We do need to have at least one seed still left over.
PO position is in his last couple of encounters for Squid Eye.
Yeah, basically you want at least one thunder spell by the time you get to Squidite.
Yeah, so a majority of the boss battles are take care of side enemies and then go into an autopilot base, basically. For this particular one, we use the thunders and the bombs to get rid of the two Sparnas. And from there, we're going to have both the characters just attack.
Right, and in this battle, it's not so critical if Ben dies because Phoebe is powerful enough that she can handle the squid on her own unless there's a crit and then we cure her. But for the most part, she's strong enough to do this on her own.
Yep, and she's only strong enough to do this on her own if you use that resistance glitch.
Right. Oh, nice crit. Ho, 2 crits.
Very nice fight.
So Opus is going to make his way out of the wintry cave, and he's going to go to aforementioned Libra Temple and get the wake water that Phoebe wants to revive Aquaria.
And then there's only one more dungeon that we actually have to backtrack our way out of.
Right. Thank goodness.
Yeah, you do get experience when you die. It is quite amazing.
It is, but in all honesty, we don't really want Ben to be too high of a level, because that will screw up the end game, which we'll talk about more when we get close to it.
Yeah, and Blue Fox, it is a pretty easy learn overall. It's just a lot of memorization on all the patterns in order to become fast.
Yeah, it's only us that makes it difficult by trying to do everything at low levels.
Yep, and then Phoebe's disappointed that all the wake water is gone. But we have our mysterious old man that has a bag of it for whatever reason.
So now we take it back to Aquaria. Let's revive everything, right? Because what could go wrong? Unfortunately, it only revives one plant.
No, well, a little bit of greener ways livens the place up again, though.
It does, and if you're playing this game casually, it does open the opportunity for you to buy cure potions, so... So, the speedrun of this game does an interesting thing with those ice pillars. It actually lets us skip one of the encounters, which is very nice. Speedruns of this game, I didn't know you could do that, which was even nicer.
I don't even think I know the normal way to do this.
Oh. The normal way of doing it, I believe, involves pushing one of those two bottom pillars into the center between the two things on the right-hand side. So you have to go up and around rather than just straight up. Very nice formations. He's getting a lot of doubles and triples. Oh, Suiko, you're not entirely wrong. There is a point where we do buy 0 cure potions as well.
That's at the... toward basically the very last thing we do in this game.
Glitch.
Opus getting the almighty heal spell.
So for this one, we're going to use fire and bombs to get rid of the 2 water hags, and then we're going to lit up the crab in the center.
Then Opus is probably going to switch out. Nope, never mind. Yep, another thing. There he goes. A lot of runners like to switch over to the axe. It does more damage, so it does add that chance you can start missing again, but you can also get crits with the axe, which you cannot with the bombs.
Right, and it's also good to have some bombs for the upcoming dungeon in the Ice Pyramid.
Oh no, this is a really dangerous spot for Magius right now. They just keep constantly confusing Phoebe.
Yeah, that is one of the big dangers of this battle, is those centaurs use confuse all the time.
And then, nice fight for Opus. And then at this point, Phoebe decides to give Ben the Jumbo Bomb, which would have been really nice for that fight beforehand.
Well, you didn't need to get through the door beforehand.
We had to get through a monster.
That wasn't a good enough reason for her.
Yeah.
So, in order to open most of the doors here in the Ice Pyramid, we use the sword to poke the dark blue statues. The enemies in here are also invisible unless you get the mirror. But there's no reason for us to get the mirror in here because we're following a very set path. And the monsters are in the way, they're in the way.
Yep, and then it's a bit off to the right from the entrance, so we don't really care. So, as we had already said, the battles are static, they're all in fixed locations. Kind of a lot like you would see in like Chrono Trigger and forget some of the other ones offhand. We had the set locations. Basically, the only thing that's going to be random with the encounters is what you see when the battle starts.
Right.
And then from then, it's only going to be a set of like 2 or 3 different formations.
Sometimes some of the runners will run from the encounters if they don't like the formation that they're getting. That happens a lot in here.
Alright, 3 more encounters for Magius until he gets to the boss. And then Ice Pyramid, it is a pretty big dungeon. We'll probably see Magius probably be able to enter it by the time Opus starts fighting the Ice Golem.
Right. Yeah, the nice thing in the Ice Pyramid is Ben can go back to out-timing some of the monsters and get the bombs off before they do whatever. Those sorcerers in particular love to use Cure on themselves, so him out-timing them with the bomb, it makes the fight go a lot faster.
And then starting in Ice Pyramid, we're going to start seeing... You might start seeing some encounters where we're just going to defend with our partner even though she's a lot faster. And then that's simply because Ben will one-shot some of these encounters for us, and we don't want to have the extra animation time of VP attacking.
Right, it also saves us having to give her more seeds during the course of the pyramid.
Yeah, because we have to make it 5 floors. Make the seeds last that long before we can use the last one.
Oh, Phoebe, you're not supposed to miss. Stop that.
Yeah, bad thing is she rarely misses from what I can see. Of course, most of the time she's also using magic too.
This is true.
It's also amusing that some of these enemies can attack Phoebe and they die.
Oh yeah, I love when they use the drain on your party member. Because of the resistance glitch, it actually kind of reverses that.
And then Final Fantasy Mystic Quest does stay true to some of the earlier Final Fantasy traditions. It likes to reuse enemies and just change the palette. Saves a lot on memory. I think I've seen Phoebe miss quite a few times on Maggie's side.
Very bad luck then, unfortunately. But it looks like he's about through this battle, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
There we go. So he's gonna move on to the Leaper Temple as well.
GG to Maggie is right there. Yep, sometimes some of the more frustrating things about running this game is RNG has a special way of saying no to you.
Oh, the RNGs of this game. And Opus continues his climb up through the pyramid. The dungeons, as you progress through the game, just get longer and longer for the most part.
Uh-oh.
In terms...
Well, not much... Yeah, Maggie's needs to use those heal potions he just picked up. He realized it, that's good.
There we go. Everything is saved. Adam, I'm unsure. In terms of what are you in for, do you mean?
You're in for a lot of fun.
Definitely a lot of interesting encounters. But all the... Go ahead.
So if you're familiar with a lot of the other Final Fantasies, you might find this one a little bit boring.
Yeah, the encounters are not random here. The encounters are all completely fixed. There's no grinding, which is nice.
Maggie says the mistake I've done many times myself. Trying to walk into Aquaria without the wake water.
Yep, it happens.
Yep, an easy way to know if you accidentally did the wrong thing is if you walk into there with wake water, the game automatically makes Ben go there. So if you just don't hold any directions, and if Ben doesn't move, that means you went to the wrong place.
Interesting choice of battles that Opus picks down here. So we fall down to the floor below to pick up the heal potions and to pick up the armor. The armor is going to give Ben some water resistance, which is going to be really important when we get to the ice golem in a little bit. But that was just an interesting choice that he would rather fight the sphinxes than the squid in the middle.
Yep, and then up until he picked up that first brown chest right there for those heal potions, he could not use his final seed. So at this point he definitely wants to get rid of his seeds now, while still leaving himself with enough magic charges.
Right, because you can't have any seeds left in your inventory by the time you get to Fireberg.
I mean, if you manage to still have a seed when you enter there, it's no big deal. You can just use it and be fine.
The nice thing about the inventory glitch setup that we do is that if for some reason your party member uses your items or you pick it up in the wrong order, everything is actually in Fireberg and you can fix it there.
Oh no, looks like Maggie's stream dropped. Don't worry, we'll try to get that going pretty soon.
Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully it's just some bad internet problems.
Didn't see a forfeit, so I don't think he quit on us.
No, probably just unfortunate internets. Yep, yeah. There we go.
The internet RNG is real.
Always. There we go. As always, the awesome Fiesel getting everything running back smoothly.
Ooh, I didn't see if Maggie has duped a lot of extra seeds or if he picked up an extra seed chest.
I think he just duped extra seeds. What Magus is doing right now is the casual way of doing this dungeon. And that's what I was talking about in terms of pushing the pillar into the center. That's the way I learned how to do it when I was a kid. But it does give you 2 extra encounters in here.
Yep, and then it's not going to have much it's not going to have much effect for your final level. A lot of these early encounters give you too little experience to make a huge difference.
Right. And Opus is entering the Ice Golem fight here, so Ice Golem, as the name infers, he's weak to fire, big surprise. The bombs actually do a reasonable amount of damage to him too, as you can see.
Yep, and then we might see some runners throughout the tournament pick up a fire spell on their first trip to Focus Tower. They also do decent damage, especially if you run out of bombs.
Oh, that was close. I thought Phoebe was going to bite the dust on that one.
Very nice.
So usually it takes about 10 of Phoebe's fire spells to run through this guy. The problem is when he starts getting below a certain HP level, I do not remember the exact number, he starts to use basically kind of a drain water spell on you to cure himself for about 200 HP a turn.
Yep, and then unfortunately this drain spell doesn't cause the resistance to hurt himself.
And luckily, because Opus picked up the Noble Armor, the water spells don't have as bad of an effect on Ben as they normally would without it. So it does take a little extra time to go down and get the armor, but in the end it makes this fight much safer. Oh, that was a nice fight.
I didn't even see it happen. And meanwhile, we have Magus fighting the snow crab.
It looks like Magus did pick up the fire spell. The one skip you don't want in this game is the river coin skip. Some people in their haste to do this dungeon will forget the river coin, and if you forget the river coin, you have to come all the way back through the dungeon and fight everything again to get it.
It depends on when you realize you forgot it. It's not too big of a loss if you remember right after you fall the first time.
Right, but if you go all the way out into the focus tower and then realize, oh, the door's not opening, that might be more of a problem.
Yep, and then you could technically try to glitch some items in your inventory. Except I don't think there was a way that was found to give you the right items. One of the side effects is we're going to lose some of our key items, but for the purpose of this run, it's no big deal since they already lived their purpose out. And go ahead and give both these runners a follow, guys.
Definitely. Oh, good. Magus is through the snow crab, so he is going to make his way into the pyramid now. On the way out, because now we're going to go get the exit spell, and the squids in the battlefield can be one-shotted with the bombs, and since Ben is the only person in our party, that's what we need to do. We need to one-shot those squids.
Yep, so there's two different encounters we'll see. We'll see a squid by itself, or squid with a sphinx. Sphinx is always bad news.
Hopefully neither of these runners get more than one sphinx. I'm calling one sphinx, and then it's terrible.
Oh, yeah. And the thing that kind of sucks that whenever you see that sphinx encounter is they tend to give you a surprise attack and then kind of wreck you a bit.
Unfortunately, even with the sword equipped, the sword gives us a little bit of speed advantage, but as you saw there, with the sword equipped, Opus still did not get the advantage in that last squid fight. Or this one. Oh my goodness.
Yep, and then... Yep, he's definitely gonna heal before he enters the next area after this.
Yeah, the squids don't usually do more than 1 damage at a time, but every once in a while they take a whack at you and then they do like 100 damage.
And then he's probably not gonna bother with healing until after he gets the exit spell. But in the first battle he has after he's done with this, if you're not at full health, you can easily be one-shotted.
Wow.
I'm not sure if he had any encounter where he wasn't surprise attacked.
Yeah, that's really surprising with these squids, because usually you do have the advantage. It's rare to find that you don't. Oh no, there's his one sphinx. That's it, only one. He gets no more sphinxes. God damn you, game! Don't make a liar out of me.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's not much we can do with these encounters. the game follows a strict proportion on damage. There's a set damage, and then from there it applies different resistances and weaknesses. And then there's no way you can ever one-shot this encounter. Was that 3 in a row?
Almost. But this should be the last one. So 3 to 4 sphinxes is about average for this battlefield. So honestly, not too bad here.
Yep, so exit serves 2 purposes in this run. First, lets you exit any map you're in and go straight back to the world map. And we also use it to make enemies exit the battle for no experience for us.
Right, and as I said, we want Ben to be a low level, so having the monsters get exited out of the battlefield is definitely beneficial. So Opus is going to move over into the Fireberg area for a very, very short amount of time. Big glitch here.
Yep, we decided that we didn't like Fireberg area. It was too long and boring.
It does have some pretty awesome music, though.
Yeah, but we don't have time to listen to awesome music. It's too distracting for us.
It's true.
Alright, so, as was mentioned earlier in the chat, this game lets us buy 0 of an item, but rather than just not giving you anything, it puts an icon with a little 0 on it in your menu. If you use 0, when you try to do a -1, it sets it to 255. So we basically have unlimited seeds now for the rest of the run. And then after that, he bought 19 cure potions, and then that messes with it. And then since we have no spots for the cure potion, it puts it off to the right, and it kind of messes up with the key items. It gave us a sky coin. It gave us Mobius crests. And now we're on our way to the Windia area.
And Fireberg is nothing but a distant memory.
The game even tries to make you go back there later on, and we're going to skip that too.
Yep. There's only one thing we're going to go back there for, and that's going to be the bomb upgrade. So Ben pulls a sandwich out of his pocket, and the sandwich tries to fight the mummy, and he fails epically.
Yep, so keep in mind, since we skipped a whole area, Ben's quite a few levels under where the minimum the game thinks we're going to be at. And unfortunately, he had no issue with that mummy at all. He can easily one-shot you or petrify you or other nasty stuff.
Put you to sleep endlessly. So we leave our sandwich behind because we don't really know where this guy came from, and Tristram comes back into our party.
Oh yeah, so since we didn't enter the final boss of the Fireberg area, we're not going to be able to see where we're going the rest of the game. But fortunately, the game tells you where you are anyway.
All you have to do is follow the lovely glowing arrows.
Yep, and unfortunately for us, Tristram is not terribly useful in his second appearance with us.
Yeah, he's basically there to kind of serve as a buffer as Ben exits almost everything out of the field.
He does work nicely against these specters, though.
That is, of course, why we choose to fight the specters here coming up instead of the mummy on the top. That and it's less trees to chop.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure the next dungeon is like 90% tree chopping, 10% battles.
So much chopping coming up, guys. So much. So we try to get into this tree. The tree won't speak to us. So Tristram says, hey, you know that chick that can talk to trees. Oh yeah, Kaylee, and she's somehow made her way to Aquaria.
I wonder how he finds out about this stuff.
Yeah, he just knows everything. It's very eerie.
And then Maggie, he's on floor 3.
Yep.
She did indeed love more than Ben staying in bed.
So we take Tristram down to see Spencer because if you actually go into the house to try to get Kaylee is asleep and Phoebe's like, oh, go visit my grandpa. So instead of going through all that, we just go right down to visit Phoebe's grandpa, Spencer. And luckily, this is the only time we have to trek all the way down to the bottom of the waterfall here. That's awesome. I didn't know you could jump over that little gap. I didn't even think about it.
That would save a lot of time. Generally, you don't ever want to just endlessly jump. You do lose a frame for every jump you do for the landing animation.
But if it saves you walking extra spaces, then it's worth it.
Oh yeah. And then for whatever reason, Phoebe decides she wants to come in, throw a bomb, and run away.
It's the fastest you'll ever see Phoebe move. Had some unfortunate RNG in the beginning of the game.
Yep, and then it's not completely over yet. We could definitely see like a 2-floor Pazuzu for Opus and a 6-floor for Maggie, as they'll close the gap a bit.
Right, and you also have the other jerkbird Za, who loves to kill you in one shot.
Who does not exist.
So Tristram is gone. Yay, Tristram is gone. And we get Kelly back.
And she comes equipped with a nice spell that works really well against those mummies we've been making disappear earlier.
Right, luckily her spell works well against a lot of the enemies that are going to be coming up here.
We're also going to be giving Ben that spell too. But first we're going to walk out and look like we're going to miss it. Nope. Some runners go to the next exit and then come back. I don't know which one's faster. I need some clarification on that one.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not sure either.
Magus is a little bit lost. I'm not sure what's in those brown chests he's about to walk towards.
Man, those sphinxes really have them.
Oh my. And then we gave Ben the almighty arrow spell.
Yeah, that arrow spell is going to be super useful because we don't pick up white in this run either.
It's too far out of the way because we skipped it.
Right.
And then this is basically the only area we're going to be using arrow with Ben. But it's the time it took to pick it up definitely saves itself and then some in this next dungeon. It is a really long dungeon.
Oh yes, everything in the Windia area except for Mount Gale is a very long dungeon. And unfortunately, the tree doesn't have as good music as Pazuzu's Tower does.
Good thing that has good music, especially when RNG determines how long you're going to be there.
Yes, exactly. It's much more peaceful than I think it really should be. So Magus picking up his noble armor. He's gonna use its water resistance to move him along into the... So I noticed it doesn't really matter how many of the items are in those slots. It only matters that the items are in the slots.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really have to worry about how many are there unless he uses them up by accident.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, the one resistance we never get is Petrify resistance.
We might see some runners get that, except that doesn't come until the very end of the run.
Which one is that?
The Aegis Shield. Aegis Shield gives you that. That's the one then when you first enter Doom Castle, but it's way off to the side. Costs a minute or so to grab.
Interesting, Eret, that race yesterday. I think both me and DDR got pretty trolled.
I will say for this tournament, it's like just the sheer amount of time RNG by itself can cost will make this tournament quite interesting because it's never really anyone's game until the end.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised because his personal best is at least like almost a half an hour better than mine, but we only finished about 11 minutes apart, and that must have meant he really got terrible RNG last night. So you never know what this game can do to you and what the enemies can do to you. So Magus is only a few encounters away now from the end of the Ice Pyramid. So hopefully, as Opus goes through this tree, he gets a lot of encounters of 2 and not 3. Hopefully.
Yep, and then I would definitely take 3 leeches over 2 leeches in a news any day.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, so this dungeon introduces enemies that can reflect your magic back to you.
Right, so the oozes can reflect the magic back to you, and if you forget that, it really sucks because it can definitely one-shot Ben, that's for sure. And if Kelly is too low on her HP, it can one-shot her as well.
Yep, and then it's also one of the few Final Fantasies where it really feels like the reflected damage is the normal damage back to you rather than a reduced part of it.
Right. Ideally, It is not too bad to be level 16 when you get to Gidra, because it does kind of give you just a little extra safety in fighting that fight. Be a troll when you fight him. But it is still doable, of course, at level 15. But with all of these triple formations that Opus is getting, he might be level 16 by the time he gets there.
Yeah, that'd be nice. This is so the little black uses, they're the ones that reflect your spells back to you. So instead of us letting us go with the double arrow combo, we have to start doing some manual things with Kaylee.
Yeah, I think a lot of the runners will actually try running from this encounter and getting a better one next time. But sometimes the game just says, no, that's not going to happen today, sorry.
Yeah, and sometimes it's really hard to decide whether you should try to go ahead and reset or just deal with it. Because if you keep getting the same thing over and over, you're losing like 10 seconds every single time you try to reset the battle.
Right. Oh man, again. A lot of the things in this tree are also weak to Kaylee's axe, which is nice too. As you can see on the leeches, it did quite a nice amount of damage there.
I don't think he's going to take this attack.
Oh. Sometimes when you get down to the last stage of the boss, you kind of want to just go for it. It doesn't always work.
Some of them you sometimes do get lucky. So it's really fun to rage. He's like, oh, never mind, I'm not mad. Yep, and then a big key for every single boss battle is health management.
Right, because even though Ben is not the best of heroes, you really do need him alive for most of the battles. A pain in the butt sometimes. The resistance glitch also kind of allows our partners to attack and use magic to do more damage than they normally would in a regular playthrough. So, if you're playing this game casually and you try to use the axe on these things with Kaylee, they're going to poison her because she's not going to be able to one-shot them so easily. But this tree, man, this tree is just a slog to get through.
Alright, looks like Magus is going to be able to finish this one off.
The world record is 1 hour and 52 minutes by El Magus. Alright, and Magus is through the ice golem. Yes, there are a lot of games that he is definitely crazy fast at. Oh no, Bait just fell down on the opposite side. That's a shame.
Oh no.
So there is a specific place, it's just literally one spot over to the right, and it puts you on the right-hand side of that, rather than the closed-off side of that. And we get more chopping. And it's still not the end of the chopping. The nice thing about the oozes, even though they do reflect magic, is that they are weak to the, I think it's the Petrify that the Dragon Claw has. So you can technically one-shot these things. If Ben decides to cooperate, of course.
Yep, and unfortunately, oozes also have the drain spell as well when they try to. And then if they use it on Kaylee, they basically kill themselves as well.
Always helpful when the enemy actually kills itself for you.
Alright, let's see how many Sphinxes Magius gets now. Let's hope for 0 for him. I think the lowest I've ever seen in my own runs is 2.
I had one run where I only had 1, but that only also happened once. And it wasn't even my PB. I'm out of that when commentary goes on. Like, how many squids are they going to get today? And by the way, if it looks like Ben is dying a lot on Opus's side, it's because Ben just dies a lot.
That's basically the only real explanation there is for that one.
I mean, he's less than half of Kaylee's level, so you have to expect that he's going to be very, very, very weak here.
Yep, there's a few things you'd like him to survive so he can finish off the battle, but it doesn't always happen.
Right, and it's not the end of the world if he dies as long as Kaylee's got more than half her HP. Especially because for a lot of these battles, Kaylee goes first and boom, everything is done.
Yep, the only thing you have to worry about is that they petrify Kaylee at the same time.
Right. He has some uses, just not as much as your partners usually do. He's kind of like a really bad meat shield.
Well, he becomes useful once he gets his next 2 spells.
This is true. He's gonna be a heavy hitter after that. Did I only see one Sphinx on Magus' side? I think I only saw one Sphinx. Wow. just pushed the block into the wrong spot. He is going to have to go out and come back. Pushing the blocks and walking anywhere near where I can fall down stuff always makes me so nervous.
I don't think that's gonna work.
No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work either.
Okay, and then from this point onward on Opus's side, any boss can easily wreck your day in a single turn.
Yeah.
And
Gidra is
then-
only the start of the trolls.
And then you'll typically see your partner outspeed the bosses, but then the turn that you try to have your partner heals when the boss outspeeds you.
Of course.
Basically, this battle's about laying down the smackdown with arrows from both parties.
Usually when your character is an AI, they will use your items before they use their spells. But because of the next glitch that we want to set up, we want the heals to be used up anyway, so it's not a terrible thing.
It's a wonderful thing.
Right. And things like that is why we have heal spells, if that hadn't been the final hit.
Very nice fight.
And then we have the ever awesome Goon Kid, because it looks like Goon instead of Go On like it's supposed to say, because it's too close. So Goon Kid for the win.
I like how the forest talks to him. Alright, and then Maggie is going to be setting up for his resistance glitch. Or not resistance, but his, did you just buy one as well? Okay.
There we go, and now he's gonna buy his 19 cures. And there we go.
Well done.
He's ready for action. So before Opus leaves the tree, he's gonna pick up Meteor, because Meteor is gonna be the main damage dealing spell for the next area. Guide, it literally says use arrow, single target, and meteor for every encounter in here.
Yeah, it's really nice when in an area all you have to do when you start a battle is hold A.
Yes, it is very nice. It makes it go very fast. So as you can see, we can't see anything. It is completely covered by clouds. Normally those clouds would be gone if the...
Fire Dome.
Yeah, the Fire Dome is conquered.
But first we want some extra damage from our bombs. So we use our Mobius Crest and make our way back to your Fireberg. Supposed to talk to Tristram, get a multi-key, but we didn't need the bombs at that point.
Exactly. And we have the Mobius Crest because of the glitch, so works good. And he's also probably going to pick up the Cupid Locket, because that's going to give Ben some extra resistance to status effects, including Blind, which if you do not have that when you get to Pazuzu's Tower, almost everything uses Blind in there, and it becomes very annoying. Oh, Magus is not having luck with that mummy today.
There we go.
Thalfon Magus is a newer runner, so it's totally possible he's not as familiar with the game as somebody more experienced like Opus, but he is doing pretty damn well, so it's all good. Yep, so here we go. Arrow and meteor on everything.
Unless that happens.
Of course it happens. RNG makes fools of us all.
Then I'm not sure if an arrow all would work well on that, or if he just wants to not switch to arrow alls so he doesn't lose his cursor memory.
Right. Yeah, Balfon, the nice thing about this game is whether you're new at it or experienced, RNG can still wreck you. Yeah, this is the main problem with the meteor strat, is that the level compared to all the monsters always outpace him.
No matter what you do at this point.
So it's just a matter of hoping and praying that you get to go before Ben dies.
Oh yeah, we're about ready to enter an area where RNG can cost you 12 minutes. And that's not even a joke.
Well, it is good if you're a newer runner facing a more experienced runner. Not in any other instance because you pull your hair out of your head, but it's good if you're trying to win a race.
Magus did not join this tournament. Unfortunately.
He would wreck us all. And the nice thing is even though it is a smaller tournament, it's still got quite a few new people running the game, so you're going to see a lot of new faces running it. I love that resistance glitch with the drain. That is so fantastic.
And there's actually a helmet in this area that gives us some extra resistances and defense, except it's very out of the way and not worth the time to grab.
Right. So another kind of sub-boss battle here. We're going to get rid of the vampires first. The way to do that is, as you just saw, to use arrow on one of them and then use meteor on everything to get rid of the last of them. The only bad thing about meteor is that because it's a wizard level spell and Ben is such a low level, you do only have 4 meteors at a time before you have to recharge the seeds.
I need to ask Opus about this one.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know what heal's supposed to do to him. I've never seen this one.
Yeah, that's very unusual.
Alright, I am writing this down to ask him on his interview if he decides to do one.
Right. If not, we'll ask him in the Discord for you guys and find out what it is.
Yeah, that's a new one for me.
I don't think I've ever seen that animation with the heal either, that little sprite. That was very interesting.
Okay. So it can do arena status effect. So if it does like petrify, it'd be like a one-hit. It'd be like an instant kill. That is very interesting.
Oh wow.
Oh, paralysis? Okay. Is what we're looking for. Or paralysis. Say the right words, please.
English is hard, it's okay. Oh, well thank you guys. Thank you for letting us know. Dude, just watching other people speedrun it.
I am definitely gonna try this on my next run in a couple hours and die.
Oh no, don't say that. I have faith in you, JC. You'll be awesome.
This is also a great thing about all these turns. Lets us see all these runners on these other cool strats.
Yeah, that's a good question. Is that useful on any other fight? Because that did seem to stop a lot of those Doom dances that Delahan usually hits you with.
I hope it works in and Pazuzu.
Thing ever. So, people of the chat, we have a few options on where we can find Pazuzu in this tower. So, we can find him on floor 6, floor 5, floor 4, 2, or 1. It is impossible to find him on floor 3 because that is where we usually initially speak to him. So, where do you think that Opus is going to find Pazuzu today?
Yep, and then we could possibly see a 3 for Magius, depending on what he knows, if he knows where he needs to go for this.
Wow, chat is harsh. Look at all those floor 2s. So harsh, chat. We got a couple of floor 4s. We got one that's saying it looks like a floor 6. So floor 6 is the fastest. We would always want him to be on floor 6. If that was a thing we could manipulate, we would do it every single time. Of course, if there wasn't a floor 2, we wouldn't get awesome emotes.
And then the encounters here, they can be really rough now. Especially when we start seeing the triple manticores.
Oh yeah, so there is one passageway that some people have affectionately dubbed the Hellway because there are 3 manticores in a row, and if you do not heal yourself in between, you may be cruising for a bruising.
It doesn't even matter if you heal in between.
It matters at least a little bit. It gives you more of a fighting chance than you would normally have. But those manticores are absolutely brutal.
The heal way. The Hellway is like the standard speed speedrunning theme. Every speedrun has to have a Hellway somewhere.
I didn't know there were Hellways in other games. That's interesting. Any games yet, so give my ignorance, chat.
Alright, we're gonna see Magius make his way through the giant tree now. We'll see how the encounters play with them.
So Magus was trying to run away and get a better encounter, but he no such luck on that. A Link to the Past. I do know of that one. Oh, really? I did not know that insult. See, I'm learning all these new Hellways today. I'm very interested.
See, rule number 1 in speedrunning is you have to have some affectionate names for certain areas of the game. It is an absolute requirement.
This is true. Having affectionate names sometimes makes the run seem slightly less awful.
Dude, this is definitely not a battle that Opus wants Ben to die in.
Oh, no. But when they do that sacrificing exploding thing... Unfortunately, you can't help it. There we go.
Very nice. Okay, next room is the hallway.
Won't get trolled too hard by the manticores.
Too bad you can't really see Pazuzu while we're during this climb all the way up the top of the tower.
Yeah, that would be nice. Then you would know exactly what floor he was on. And you wouldn't have to flip every switch on the way down.
Of course, we only see the odd numbers along the way up anyways.
True.
So we wouldn't be able to tell. This is not looking... Okay, it should be fine. As you can see, manticores are jerks.
Yep. Without a doubt. At least life works on them, though.
Yeah, but the meter doesn't quite do enough damage on them anymore. They got outclassed pretty quick. But that's fine. We're gonna find a replacement spell soon.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that you have to go all the way up to the top and around before you get that spell. But it will be your OP spell for the rest of the game.
Other than a couple instances, you won't see Ben do anything else. Other than maybe die.
He's good at that.
Alright, Hellway complete.
Whew, through the worst of it. Well, the worst of the mini-monsters anyway, because we still have to deal with Pazuzu.
Yep, and then Maggie has almost walked his way over to Meteor right now. Didn't even realize he was going the wrong way. The reason why we're waiting until after the Ghidra fight is once you defeat him, all the encounters disappear.
Right, and it makes it much faster to go into that area to get Meteor.
I don't know how many encounters that saves offhand.
It's quite a few because there are a lot of the poison toads surrounding that area. And you have to kill, I think, 3 just to get into the area. So, with everybody in chat putting their input in, I'm gonna say that Opus is gonna get floor 1. That way he doesn't have too hard of a time. Oh, we have another kind soul in chat saying he's gonna get floor 6. Very nice.
Yep, so the level range we're looking at to be at for the end of the game is 21 to 24. The encounters, what floor Pazuzu shows up on is basically what determines your level at the end of the game. You could accidentally exit about 3/4 of the way through the giant tree that Magius is in right now, and you still won't hit level 24. Unless you have a floor 2 Pazuzu.
Yeah, Pazuzu can't be on whatever floor you speak to him on initially, and because Opus and a lot of us will speak to him on floor 3, he can't appear on floor 3.
As far as the next encounter. On the floor 2, we do trap him on floor 3.
Right.
But and then he also can't be on floor 7.
He cannot be on the roof. I mean, he can be on the roof initially if you don't ever talk to him on floor 3, and as you're passing by, he can move, but it doesn't really change the randomness of where he goes, so...
Yep, and then great thing for us in this speed run for Pazuzu is Pokemon was not released at the time, so they don't have a fly attack to use steals where we miss him.
I hate these encounters where you just get the one thing that you cannot use magic on.
Yeah. It worked out nice. Oh.
Oh,
There
he's
we go.
still okay. Get the Mega Flare spell. The best spell. It is fire elemental though, so if anything is strong to fire, it's not going to work so well on them. But it does work well on most of the monsters for the rest of the game.
Yep, so for the rest of Pazuzu Tower, on 90% of the 95% of the encounters, if there's 2 enemies, it's going to be Flare Defense. And 3 enemies, Arrow Single, and then Flare. But if you have these Beholders, you have to do your pre-Flare strats, where you're going to do attack and exit, Arrow, and then switch to the
Then
bombs.
attack, yeah. Wow, these Beholders are exploding left and right.
It's insane.
Oh, no floor 6 Pazuzu, sorry guys. So Opus is going to make his way down to floor 5 and see if Pazuzu's waiting for him there. Seems a little bit lost right now.
I don't know where that. Now I know where he's at.
Yeah, he's at the point where he needs to grapple across. So he's a little lost right now.
Oh wow. 3 and 0 HP. Yeah, go ahead, guys. Hop on over to Maggie's stream and give him a little bit of support.
Yep, everybody's playing the exact same game here, so if you want to help them figure out which way to go, totally. Oh, looks like somebody helped him out. There we go. That's awesome. You guys are great. Well, I mean, it's understandable in rando, but, you know, here, there's no randomness to this game except what the monsters do to you.
Yeah,
we can't control that.
There's nothing to spoil.
Exactly.
Yeah, the guide is definitely allowed during the race.
Yeah, it just kind of slows you down a little bit, that's all.
Yeah, and then runners also are definitely allowed to hang out in Speed Gaming 2 chats during the race as well. And spam, this is not fine.
So no Pazuzu on 4th floor either. My goodness.
Yep, and then we're going to see the moment of truth pretty soon.
Oh, I sincerely hope not, Raven. Although the guide really, the guide does say that if you want to curse and scream your head off, feel free.
It encourages it.
This tower does not have a secret basement.
Yep, you just can't use any emulator functions.
Exactly.
Or cheat devices.
Right.
Enemy's not playing very nice today. There we go.
No, they're definitely not.
Opus is definitely glad to see a blank spot right there.
That does mean that Pazuzu's going to be on floor 1, so he's going to flip the switch here on floor 2 and trap him, exit, and then come back in. I really do like that you can exit like that and all the switches remain flipped. That is a very nice little touch. So I was correct. Pazuzu is on floor 1.
The second worst place he can be. Nice crit beholder.
Too horrible. After all, it could be so much worse.
So we're going to take a little bit of advantage of how the sprites look in collision detection to skip one of the encounters along the way.
And then we're going to see how nice or not nice Pazuzu is going to be to Opus.
So basically starting turn 5, Pazuzu is going to use a turn called the Psych Shield. And then the turn after, he'll reflect magic cast on him. So we'll try to use as a nice time to heal up again and reseed.
Right. I love how the chat is chanting for the trolliest things possible.
We must have had a randomizer race right before this or something, where everybody votes for Tower Room for Big Key and GT.
Or pedestal seeds. Yeah, Blue Fox Flare is nice and powerful here.
Yep, and then Pazuzu, he is armed with the Doom Dance, so this battle isn't over no matter how well you play it.
Oh, that Doom Dance.
Like right there. So hopefully
well, that wasn't even a Doom Dance. That was just a wind spell.
Yeah. And then if you see Doom Dance, you hope that he casts it on Benjamin. We don't care if he dies.
So his Psych Shield just went up, so Opus is going to spend the round healing and restoring the magic.
Yep, and then he'll probably attack with Kaylee on this next turn.
Right, because there is a very small chance that Kaylee outspeeds Pazuzu, and if she does, then it's curtains for Kaylee. So the safer bet is just to attack with her with normal attacks, because he will not reflect those. He will only reflect magic spells.
Yeah, but Zuzu has a ton of HP as well.
And now he is in the paint me like your French birds pose.
Yep, so almost down, but anything can still happen with this guy.
Oh boy, can it ever.
It's like he's trying to do some kind of random yoga workout right there.
Man, who was that? And what did he do with Pazuzu? Bring back Pazuzu, you imposter.
There's also Zell. It's typically if one's nice, the other's not. It's like they talk to each other. Yeah, but you do have those
incidents where they're both mean.
It's like they communicate with each other. It's like, hey, bro, how mean were you this time? Oh,
not that mean? Okay, I'll take over.
I'll show you how it's done.
It's okay, guys. There are still plenty of opportunities for trolling up ahead.
Okay, so the reason that we get rid of all those cure potions is we're going to buy 0 of these cure potions. But we don't want to use it quite yet, or use your Sloth Lock. We have to get rid of Kaylee first. We have to get rid of Kaylee first.
So here comes the sandwich that we dropped off the bridge before. I don't really know where this guy comes from. He just comes out of nowhere.
Pretty much. But he wants to go on a boat too.
Sandwiches shouldn't go on boats. They just get all soggy.
Yep. So at this point, the game wanted us to go back to Fireburg and talk to Ruben's dad. But we said no.
Instead, we just glitched the Thunder Rock into our inventory.
You made chat hungry. Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of the few RPGs that you don't get to sell money. You don't get to sell your items.
The water has been restored back into the lake, and we're gonna go talk to Kelly, let her know, hey, we're gonna go onto the ship. She says, wait, take this hat back to my dad. And so I have a theory that if, for some reason, Mac did not forget his captain's hat, this whole game never would have happened. And Captain Mac is entirely to blame for this entire game. You hungry, chat. But he is a sandwich. Why aren't there monsters on the boat? A sandwich we can eat. Unfortunately not. I'm sorry, Raven. So, we only have Ruben in our party for a very, very short time on this boat. The boat is very fast as long as you know which way to go. And there is no boss or mini-boss in here.
And this is the one encounter you don't want to see.
Yep. I get it all the time.
Sometimes if I get the wrong encounter too many times in a row, I'll just fight the ones on the right. Even though it really shouldn't make a difference. Okay, what floor are we in for Magius on Giant Tree?
I know he's getting close to the end here. He was chopping down the mushrooms, so he's doing the roundabout where the oozes are. Wow, that's not an encounter I see there very often, where there's one of those ninjas with the gargoyles.
They're not too bad.
No, they're not awful, but it's just unusual to see them there.
Yep, and then Kaylee comes in, so like, Dad, I'm mad at you, you're coming with me. And they're gone.
Ruben falls down, and he sucks, so we gotta get rid of him.
Yeah. Yep, Phoebe makes him go to bed.
Yep. And of course, Tristram and Spencer come out of nowhere, say, hey, Captain Mac wants to talk to you, because even though he just left you 5 seconds ago, we know. We know.
They're psychic. And then I'm not even sure if those two even met before. He walks up to Phoebe, he's like, Ruben's hurt.
Oh yeah, I know who Ruben is. I totally know who Ruben is. You go to bed now, Ruben. Is that actually a faster way to get upstairs to that second part of the inn?
I have no idea.
That's really funny if it is. I'm gonna have to do that from now on.
I mean, either way, I guess you still want to heal at some point. So I'm not really sure. That's what the guide tells us to do.
So now that Bay is back in our party, we're gonna go into the final area of the focus tower, which is actually Doom Castle and has some of the best music in the entire game.
Then unfortunately, we don't get any audio on the commentator stream, so I hope Fiesel chose the Doom Castle music while setting up.
Yeah, this is definitely some rockin' soundtrack here. No, Phoebe, don't take dirt naps. That's not okay.
Oh, that sucks.
And dirt naps in the middle of the run. Tisk tisk.
Yeah, because you really wanted that white spell to connect to kill them.
Yep. There we go.
Yep, and then the runners have an option to grab an extra shield at this point, which will prevent the petrify. And basically every encounter can petrify you for the rest of the game.
Right,
or not.
Some runners some runners will take it, some runners won't. It just depends on the person.
Yep, it costs a minute to grab, but could also potentially
save you time at the end.
It's a damage control item.
Doesn't look like Opus is going to pick it up, so we're going to enter the Skullosaurus Rex fight here. So it's a boss rush for the win. And the nice thing about this boss rush is that we can use exit on some of these bosses.
And they're gone.
Best boss rush ever.
I missed what happened on the first turn if one of the shadows didn't die in the first round.
I did not notice.
So, a general rule of thumb on the formations here is if you see a shadow, you want to cast Signal Thunder on it. Sometimes Auto will do that for you, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh man, I hate when those shadows duplicate themselves.
They even get a free attack, too. Alright, and then we have Magius entering the Ghidra fight.
And he is level 16, so he might have a slightly easier time doing this. Of course, depending on boss RNG, which you can never predict.
Unless you're like that one squirrel on, what's that movie, Over the Hedge, with so much caffeine you watch just sounds move around so you can see each individual frame.
I've never seen that. So each area that we're going to go through in the Doom Castle here is reminiscent of the original place that you were in. So here, this is supposed to be like the Ice Pyramid, similar looking to Pazuzu's Tower. And then, of course, we have this totally random area we've never seen before that looks like lava.
Yep, even the bosses look like what we've seen in the past. Ninjas are made out of slime, apparently.
Apparently so. I guess that explains their duplication abilities.
The human version of a Hydra.
Well, wouldn't that only be the head, though?
Yeah, except we're going to pretend that it's the entire body's a head. Or whatever, something like that.
Fair enough.
And then I think that was first try Ghidra for Magius.
It really makes a big difference. So we got Goon Kid going on Magius' side.
And then Opus is on his last encounter on the Ice Pyramid portion.
Goon Kid!
Maybe that's the game's way of telling you, if you set your name to Goon Kid, you get perfect RNG. It just manipulates it perfectly.
Hmm.
I think I'll try this out.
In before the worst RNG ever because Goon Kid.
Oh, I don't know what room Magius wandered off into now.
I think he's a little confused about where to find the meteor spell. If he's looking at the guide is a little vague on it.
Yeah. There we go. Now I know where he's at.
Oh, chat is challenging you now, JC.
Okay. Remind me in like an hour.
So Opus is through the second of the main boss refights, and luckily that boss can be exited as well. But the other ones here you cannot exit.
Yep, that was the last time you'll see exit in this run.
So sad.
Unless we accidentally exit it and get sent to the beginning.
Hey, don't wish the worst RNG on my commentator partner here.
I get the worst RNG anyway, so I don't think... You can't get much worse than worse.
Well, I sincerely hope you do not get the worst RNGs.
Basically, the way I see it, if you do first try Pazuzu and Za, it is a great run.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what floor he shows up on. If you don't die once on them, it's a great run.
And And then you wonder what they did with Pazuzu and Za. So Opus is almost through the area with the lava here. Game throwing in stuff that we never saw before. Unfair game, unfair. So the only really bad thing about the twin head fight coming up here is that neither of your party members have any strengths to fire spells. So fire spells definitely can do a heck of a lot of damage here.
Yep, and it's one of the few battles that we're not going to follow the half HP rule. It's going to be more the less than 3/4 rule, basically.
Yeah, because we really need to make sure that Phoebe stays alive here.
Yeah, especially for that attack right there. So we try to keep her at least 800. And Opus is living on the edge. There we go. Actually, she was at half HP, so it would have been. Never mind.
If Opus knows what he's doing.
Yep. He has a lot more experience than us.
He does indeed.
And the nice thing about auto as well is, so if the boss attacks first and then changes the initial condition, the game does not select the attack until Phoebe's getting ready to actually go.
Right, so no matter what it originally had planned for her, if you're low or you die, she'll life you or heal you, or herself.
You have just a few more hits left on Twin Head. Oh no.
Oh no.
Not the time for that to happen.
Oh, and he's got to refight.
Yeah, that was like 2 hits left or so. Something like that. Pretty close. That very last phase when he's at the single head and drooped down. I think it's actually even possible to do enough damage to skip that one.
Yeah, it is. Much damage to him.
But I think that was the second boss I had told him so far this run. So overall, pretty good RNG from the fights so far.
Well, we do still have Za.
And we also have Dark King.
And since he didn't pick up the Aegis Shield, he is going to be vulnerable to those silver nets.
He's just gonna go out on this one.
Ooh, that was
should haven't.
That was really, really close. Phoebe almost bit the dust there.
I think that arrow would have killed it too.
Oh yeah, he was pretty close to the end there, but you don't always want to risk that.
Yeah, then I'm not sure if I've actually seen an AoE attack from Twin Head.
No, I didn't see it from Twin Head. I actually saw it from the partner boss monsters that were with it. So now he's going to make his way onto the last section of the Doom Castle, which is the area that looks like Pazuzu's Tower. And of course, to keep trolling you in the same fashion that Pazuzu's Tower did, you can fall off of the bottom levels of this and into the other area.
Too bad you couldn't fall off the floors in normal Pazuzu's Tower to quickly see where he is.
That would have been really nice. Sorry guys for the cat noises in the background. It's a little past their feeding time.
Poor kittens.
Great.
They hear a cat on the stream, they worry about their own.
Hey, that's what a good cat owner does. So this part of the floor, if you don't know your way around, is definitely very, very mazy.
Very confused. And then there's quite a few encounters where you can get the double petrify going on pretty fast.
Yeah, these three-headed dogs are notorious for doing double stones, so not fun.
Alright, let's see how Dullahan treats Magius right now.
Right, because Dullahan could also do those Doom dances. And I think that was one of the benefits of Opus using heal on him to paralyze him. He really didn't do any of those Doom dances. I definitely need to do that.
Yeah, especially since... And then Kaylee's attacks don't really do that much damage to Dullahan in this fight.
Yeah, both the arrow spell and her axe only have about 20 HP, I think, damage difference. One is like 717 and the other is 700 and something, I forget. 711, I think her axe does, so not even 20 HP different.
This is definitely one of the encounters for Opus where you pray that you don't get the double paralyze or the double Doom dance.
That paralyze never freaking comes off, like ever.
Ever. At least it was a really fast death.
If you're gonna die, you want it to be very quick so you can start over fresh.
Yep, sometimes I wish the game would let me attack myself in those cases.
Oh my goodness, he's getting trolled so hard by this battle.
Yeah, double chimeras are really nasty sometimes.
Oh no, Magus takes a death to the Dullahan fight.
Oh no. Yeah, but the very last thing you ever want to see is, especially like in the Zav battle, is he kills off Phoebe and does nothing but 1 damage for multiple turns in a row. Unless you manage to kill him in that time, but...
Right. I love that little stair skip over there. That's the best thing ever.
Oh yeah, because collision detection is great.
And it is kind of nice
then
that
basically in this game it just detects on, well, is this a place that my character can stand on? If so, move. It doesn't have the direction limited rules.
Right, and it's nice that you can't activate the boss fights until you actually hit a button when you're standing next to them. just in case you accidentally walk into them. Oh man, Magus is not having a lot of luck over there today. Be a big troll too.
Send him your energies.
So Opus healing up completely before going into that Zuh fight. He knows. He knows. Callahan and the Chimera as fast as possible here. We really don't need anything giving Zuh a hand to be a troll.
Yep, so his main new feature is he does extra damage, and he does Psych Shield more frequently.
Or he uses it for the first time here.
And then fortunately, Vivi being a bit slower is a nice thing. You can normally rely on her not casting white too early. Normally. Sometimes she does. Oh no. There we go.
Oh, that was close. That Doom Dance, man. That Doom Dance is so terrible.
Yeah, you have that heart attack long before it even gives you the result of it. Oh no, and then Magus takes another death to Dullahan, not playing very nice with them.
Yeah, the problem is once Kaylee bites the dust, then you really need to end the battle as quickly as possible and restart it. Unless you're on the very last stance and you have some tiny hope of just beating him with Ben.
Tiny hope right now.
Wow,
No.
both Pazuzu and Zuh were nice to Opus today.
We need to verify this cartridge that it uses the original code.
Who are these birds and what have they done with the originals? So, here coming up is going to be the reason why we wanted Ben to be such a low level, because we're going to use some curative there coming up. Maybe you understand it better than I do, JaySee.
I don't quite understand. I was trying to read some of the... I studied some of the task notes. I guess there's an underflow going on as well. Because of damage.
And a wraparound of how much damage it does. Sorry guys, we're newer runners ourselves. But basically, at this level, you wanna do
Cure, defend, cure, 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 defend.
right.
And that should be the battle. And looks like it's going to be perfectly fine. So a nice thing, so when you defend Ben with a partner, all damage gets directed to your partner, even if they do an AoE attack.
Like right there.
And GG. Looks like Opus got a personal best on his race time.
So he's clocking in with an official SRL time of 2 hours and 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Really nice job from Opus. Very solid time for a race, too.
Yeah, not too far off his personal best either. I think he's only about 4.5 minutes off.
Let's see if we can get Opus to hop in with us.
Nope, see if he wants to talk about his run a little bit.
GG Opus.
Yeah, way to go.
How do you feel about that?
That was quite the adventure. It was very up and down. Because I got that crit in the beginning. I was like, oh, this might be kind of cool. And then Flame Rex was like, nope, you're not playing this game. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, you guys both had some pretty bad luck with Flamosaurus Rex.
Yeah. I had a little bit of like a chord issue going into Wintry Cave. That's why some of my formations are kind of weird. I don't know if my audio kind of went out a little bit, but I was trying to fix that and kind of like mashed and stuff. So I was just kind of stumbling a bit. But then I got everything working, everything. So I concentrated and then it went pretty well.
Yeah, you had incredibly good Pazuzu and Za fights.
Oh yeah, those are awesome. I normally never get like good Pazuzu and Zoo fights. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we were joking about how they kind of communicate with each other.
Yeah. Bunch of jerks. But I'm trying to think of like any... Oh man, so the bosses weren't too bad. I mean,
Yeah.
they're pretty average, you know, so...
Yeah. I think the only ones that gave you any trolling was Twinhead and Flamosaurus.
Mm-hmm. It's weird, because you usually think that like Twinhead wouldn't be such a tough boss, but like for me, Twinhead is always one of the guys I lose time on. So, I don't know. Twinhead's
Just-
a jerk.
Depends if he wants to do that instant death stuff on you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, those flame spells are really, really hard to deal with sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We saw you using the heal on the Dullahan fight, and
Oh,
neither of us
yeah.
had ever seen that before.
That's awesome. I'm glad you guys got to see it. I'm glad it worked out, because sometimes it just poisons him, and then like just like takes 99 damage. But yeah, it's
Well, I
able
saw
to...
that towards the end of the fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. But then I kept trying, and I was like, it kept, stopping him from attacking. I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome. Yeah, but you can use heal against him, and yeah, you can cause him to skip a turn, and you can keep casting it, and you keep skipping.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. That was awesome.
Yeah, there's a few ways to fight Dullahan. That's what's cool about him. Like, you can just go full damage, or yeah, you can try the heal technique, or you can be really safe and just have Kaylee keep healing, or like have her on auto.
Yeah.
So she like heals or uses the axe or whatever she does on auto. I forget, but either the axe or the arrow. But yeah.
Yep, and then Dullahan's not playing very nice with Magius right now.
Oh man, I gotta pull that open real quick. One second. I was so happy. I was relieved I got the floor 1 as well. I was like, oh god. I thought it was gonna be floor 2. I was like, of course.
Yeah.
Floor 1 surprises me. I get a lot of floor 1s. I don't normally get like a floor 6 is very rare for me. But floor
Yeah.
1 is actually pretty common for me, which is really weird.
Yeah,
the
it
second best,
seems it seems to. I get the floor ones a lot also, and it seems to be where kind of you step to talk to him. It's
Yeah.
somewhere else in his hitbox area. He goes somewhere else. Even DDR was talking about that the other night, where he was talking about getting a lot of floor 2s actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's really good at getting floor 2. Every time I see him play, he always gets it.
Yeah, so it might have something to do with where and how you talk to Pazuzu when you get to floor 3.
You just need somebody that can disassemble a game and understand what they're looking at.
Right. I know Gyro was looking at it a while back, but he couldn't crack the code.
Well, I think Fred's
there's
looking at it now
so many
too.
different things.
Oh yeah, I did see that too. That's pretty cool.
All
Oh,
right,
awesome.
Maggie has made it through.
Nice.
Take it into Pazuzu's tower and... Oh boy, we'll see what floor he gets.
Floor 6. Floor 6.
Here's hoping.
Give him your floor 6, guys.
I forgot, how do you emote? Let me see. There we go. I'm not sure how much practice Mage has had. I know he's new. And
Yeah, I think he's been doing off and on.
Yeah, we were mentioning that
Chat's
earlier.
probably seen him a lot due to the Link to the Past randomizer tournament as well. Choosing the Beholder fights.
Oh, he's going up.
Oh wait! Oh!
Wrong beholder.
Ouch! That's what that reflect does.
Pedestal in floor 6, somebody says.
Pedestal. Yeah. So with him trying to talk to Pazuzu on floor 1, he can now end up on floor 3.
Yeah, like, this part isn't necessary.
Right, because you have no choice but to encounter him on floor 3 anyhow.
Yep.
Because he's just a Hashira. But we forgot this green pendant, so he gets mad at us and wrecks us.
Exactly.
It all makes sense. I'm always curious to see what happens, what trigger gets missed if you decide not to talk to Otto's daughter. If I don't really want to test it out.
I don't think the next part of the game would progress because I don't think Otto would activate the next Rainbow Bridge for you.
Hopefully that's all that happens.
I'm pretty sure because you can easily go back into Pazuzu's tower and get her if you forget her.
Drop the boots. Yep, this is the bootless scene.
So I know you have your match coming up next, JC. Are you nervous, excited?
I'm indifferent. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I have accepted my fate.
Just so you know, if you get a crit in the beginning, watch out. Okay.
Watch out.
Yes. Every time I get a crit on the behemoth in the beginning, something always goes terribly wrong.
I
After.
normally get crit by behemoth instead.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that's the ultimate win.
Yes. What's cool about this run too is that I know that there's like optimal ways of going through groups, right? But I mean, you could also do it your own way. I think that's pretty neat how you can kind of improv in some areas.
Yeah.
Especially if you forget.
Yes. I did a few times for sure.
Being nice, it is nice to know just multiple ways to do the same thing. Really helps out with, I guess, magic management in general, anyways.
Right.
Yeah, because I noticed in either Wintry Cave or Ice Palace, you had decided to attack with Phoebe instead of letting her use the fire on Otto on one of the encounters. When we just kind of figured that you used it to save one of those magic charges to make sure you don't use your seed too soon.
Oh, in the Wintry
Cave, I think it was. I think it was a 2 landworm and a whatever the scorpion is. No, it was an edgehog.
Yeah, it was an hedgehog.
Oh right, yeah. I just thought maybe I got lucky with the claw actually the first time. I was like, oh, okay, that worked out. But yeah, I did say, yeah, I just saved with, I just used the bow. Then the next time, yeah, to save a charge. So I'm glad that worked out. Actually, I'm glad the claw actually crit. It was actually weird because Phoebe was being it was like up and down. Either she missed or she crit. Like, it was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very weird. You don't usually see Phoebe miss so much.
Right. That's for Tristan, which he did a lot. A lot.
Well, Tristram misses them all the time.
Yep. Good old Mistum.
I wish we could. The one feature I wish this game gave us was the ability to name our partners, or at least stick a naming way somewhere.
Right.
Man, those manticores, they are not friendly at all.
Yeah, they're brutal.
Ow.
It's like you always have to heal after them, like normally, unless you get like, you know, you're able to attack before they do, which isn't very common.
And then, of course, exit misses.
Yeah, I was happy I didn't get one. I didn't miss with exit that whole run, so that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Yep, and then exit Battlefield didn't play too nicely with you with all those surprise attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised, especially because you started each fight with the sword equipped.
Right. I was confused too. I was like, I mean, it's supposed to. I don't think it's not supposed to guarantee it, but I mean, at least it's like supposed to
increase your odds. It's supposed to increase
odds. Yeah. It seems like it decreased it, and I was like, hmm.
Yeah, this game is definitely very RNG heavy. But being able just to restart the fight gives us some sanity with this run.
Oh yeah.
And the main penalty for dying in the battle is you lose the items you have used within that battle. But since the only item we ever really use are seeds that we made too many of, no big deal.
Yeah, at this point, it doesn't matter if you get rid of your heal potions or anything, because you don't need them.
Right. Battle right here is where we get the Cupid Locket.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, let Ben attack.
Yeah, you might have noticed too, just looking at what Mage did. I always use life on my secondary characters for safety reasons. But now I've done it so much, now it just become muscle memory. so I don't like using cure. I get too nervous, so.
Well, not only that, but if you use up all your white spells and you need exit, it kind of makes it a little inconvenient.
Yeah, that too. That's also a good point.
Yeah, because when people were showing me the game, sure you keep an eye on your white magic inventory for a while.
Okay, Magus isn't making his way through the hallway. And they are not very nice at all.
Of course not.
Oh, there goes Kaylee. Run, run.
And he can't run either.
Yeah, they're too fast.
Yeah, your ability to run at this point of the game is nearly non-existent.
Yeah, you just have to equip the sword and you can run.
Or let Ben die.
Or just let him die.
Well, the good thing is that Ben dies pretty quickly.
They should probably fast let him die, because like if you didn't, you go out, you heal up again, and then go back in the fight. So.
All right.
But yeah, you always have to be careful using life on other characters, because sometimes it just goes to Ben when you try to use it with Kaylee. So that always throws me off too. I always have to make sure I'm like, okay, select the enemy this time, and then use life.
Yeah, that is a really annoying little feature.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw you. You hesitate the same way I do when you're switching to life.
Yeah.
There we go. One more of these nasty battles.
By the way, JC, if you need to hop out at some point to get ready, just let me know, okay?
I'm not sure how long. Let's get some word from Fiesel to see when he wants to start to switch over. We had initially agreed to wait until the end of this race, but then I guess we can hop on the calendar, see if there's anything that's supposed to happen after my race.
Still hoping for that floor 6.
Oh yeah.
Come on, floor 6.
So one way to get people to run the game, it's like, oh, don't worry, you're gonna get good luck this time. You're gonna get floor 6. Like, wow, I got awesome luck. I'm gonna keep running this game.
Yep, and then.
And then.
Okay, so I think we'll go ahead and probably switch her over to the next 30 minutes. And then where Maggie is at, I think he'll finish him before then. Depending on how Pazuzu plays, as well as I'm
not sure his PP is either. I'm not. I
don't think I've seen one. I'm not sure if you submitted anything.
Okay.
Notice anything on the leaderboards for him?
I hope it's a PB. He's been hiding it.
His timer's still green.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to decide what he needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, there's a floor 6 victim right there in the chat.
Now I'm trapped. See? Exactly. Now you're trapped. That's what happened to me. Wait, no. Was it? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, the case of mages in, you can probably just like run, or you can use life too, and see you can go through the battle. So it seems to be working out for him.
Alright, I think I will go ahead and hop out now and start getting some things read up again, get everything set up.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So thanks for helping with me for commentary. It was a great match to watch as well as commentate.
Yeah, good luck on your run on your race, JC.
Yeah.
Thank you. And don't worry, chat, I will be using what am I using for my name again?
Goon Kid.
Goon Kid. I shall do that.
2 exclamation points, don't forget that.
2 exclamation points, got it.
How many spaces do we have available to us?
Oh, jeez.
We got plenty. Alrighty. See you on the other side.
Yep, see ya. I guess I can stick around if you'd like me to help you out. Commentary?
If you don't mind, Opus.
Sure.
Thank you. Much appreciated. By the way, guys, if you do want to learn this game, the community is very helpful.
Yeah, well, if you're interested, there's Mystic Quest Discord server. I'll put a link inside the chat for everyone.
Right, and you can compete in the Mystic Monday races too.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to start doing that once work is over.
So it's a good time. Everyone's like, I hate this game, and then they go to bed, and they wake up. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it again next Monday.
We did a Mystic Monday at Limit Break.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And people were shocked that there were so many of us playing the game in the same place.
I know a lot of the Earthbound runners actually started. They did it for like a 12-hour challenge or something.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So they were actually. I think it was after you. I think you left, and then you left early, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, a good guide for this game, especially if you're familiar with the dungeons and such already. And Fred is working on a slightly more interactive guide, which is awesome as well.
Oh yeah, I was clicking through that. It's very cool.
Yeah, it kind of combines those maps from Mike's RPG.
That's what I needed in the beginning, because like I was just reading Magus' guide and kind of falling behind. I'm really bad. My reading comprehension is terrible. So where am I going? What am I doing?
Well, it's not just that. I mean, some of the things are a little bit vague, especially if there are multiples of the same monsters in the same places.
Mm-hmm.
Like we saw on the first floor here of Pazuzu's Tower with the beholders. There's the beholder that's in the center, and then there's the beholder on the right-hand side.
Right.
So if you're not sure which way to go, it's a little confusing. But we also had JC, who abbreviated the monster battle formations guide, which was super helpful as well. So there's a nice set of resources out there.
Mm-hmm. I actually use Dancho one. He made a enemy formation spreadsheet. I guess I could link that somewhere. I have it here too.
I would like to see that too.
Sure.
So we're well a few fights away from the moment of truth.
He's getting this Chimera group a lot. Jeez.
Yeah, this is not the best group to have when you're encountering the sorcerers.
Mm-hmm. You are able to you can reset some of these battles, not all of them, but so.
Yeah, I tried that
few
a couple of times. Yeah.
After a while, if you keep in the same one, you're just like, okay, I'll fight him. I'll fight him. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. It just becomes not worth it after a while.
Yeah.
But in a few fights, he'll have his flare spell, so it'll be a little bit easier too.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the chimeras are not weak to flare.
You know what stinks about getting flare though? It's like right when you get it, the next battle could have, you know, has the like beholder, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, if you go over a certain level, you have to fight the Dark King differently.
Yeah, there are ways
enemies.
around that. Because I know at level 23, the cure defend stuff wasn't working for me even there. And I had to have Phoebe actually do something different.
Right.
Oh, since neither of us could explain it, and you're more experienced than I am, could you explain to chat how that cure wraparound damage works?
Oh, okay, so I believe, so I'm not like 100%, but I believe it's because there isn't a cap to Dark King's health pool. They just didn't add that in, and so when you cure him, it just rolls right over. They didn't even put in a cap, so they didn't think you would.
Also, holy crap, he's got floor 6!
Yeah. Let's go, PogChamp.
Sorry, I had to interrupt that for a floor 6 announcement. Yeah, I hadn't seen that ever before, and then I started playing the Mystic Quest randomizer, and somebody's like, yeah, you can just cure the Dark King at the end. What? So I imagine with the time we have left before 9 o'clock, he's going to be able to make his way most of the way into, at least part of the way into Doom Castle. Because he took the wrong staircase.
Oh wait, where do you? Yeah, wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, he went up. He went out the top staircase instead of the bottom staircase. Which I've seen people make that mistake before when they're first learning.
You can just go to the right. You can go to that little stairwell, and there's a door that's open right there. So
oh yeah, it's just an extra fight.
yeah, that's good. There we go. It's always nice getting the floor 6 though in the beginning, because you don't have to worry about like, if you get 4th floor, you don't have to worry about going like all the way around and.
Yeah, that was
6 or 7.
That was my first encounter with Pazuzu, and I was like, how the heck am I supposed to get to floor 5? I was so lost the first time. Oh yeah, I have to go all the way around.
I had like, yeah, I think like first few times I was going through it, like Magos is in my chat and he was just doing not like this over and over again. And I was like, leave me alone. But he, you know, we're buds. So he's fooling. He's not. You know, no one's gonna discourage you if you do something wrong.
No, definitely not. That would be very cruel.
Oh yeah, everyone's pretty good in this, like showing strats and all that stuff. So.
So, just so people who are watching know, there is going to be a race in about 20 minutes between JaySee and PenguinNinja. We'll get fresh new commentators in here. Because this commentator is no longer fresh.
Oh.
And this commentator has animals that need to be fed. If you hear them in the background again, I apologize. But it should be a really interesting match. I hope you guys will stay tuned for it. Commentators, Nutsdale will thank you.
Should be a good one. I haven't heard Penguin. I haven't seen Penguin play in a while. He is a really pretty good. He has a really good PB. But I haven't, yeah, he hasn't.
Yeah, he's one of the few people with a sub too, right?
Right.
That's a very exclusive club there.
I was watching him grind it out last year. Yeah, very cool guy.
Just a few more battles and we're gonna get that floor 6 Pazuzu. Very happy for him to get that floor 6 Pazuzu.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Happened. Wait, they prayed for you to get a floor 2. I think chat's magic. Wait, did he not flip the switch?
Oh, he just got it. Okay, no, he's good.
I was gonna have a heart attack. Because if he didn't flip that switch, oh boy.
I've done that before. If you don't flip the switch, and Pazuzu will just go to a random floor from where he's at. It's a big pain in the butt. I've done that before, so I got really excited because I had a situation where I got floor 1, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got floor 1. I don't have to do floor 2. Didn't flip the switch in floor 2. Went down to floor 1. I talked to him. I was like, need teleport. I was like,
Oh no.
No. So yeah.
Man, Pazuzu hitting Ben hard here. Ooh, and he gets that heal spell off. That's excellent. Yeah, I tend to find a lot of the time that this battle is mostly Phoebe just on autopilot. I mean, not Phoebe, Kaylee on autopilot.
Yeah, definitely. This one, Enzu is similar. It's like just hold down until you have to heal, and then yeah. It's like wail on them, cure if you need to, or you just get destroyed by getting petrified or instant killed. So.
The worst, of course, with any boss is dying in the last phase. It's so painful.
Definitely. Pazuzu, you have to be careful too. Like the last turn of Psych Shield, Kaylee will be faster. So for Pazuzu, like what I did in my battle is I actually attacked with her because I didn't have to heal or cure either of them or anything. So.
Right. Yeah. No. I employ the same strat myself, just because I've had incidents in the past where I mistakenly had Kaylee use her arrow spell and it backfired.
Right. Luckily, Zoo is faster, so when you face Zoo, he doesn't. Kaylee or Phoebe can't go before, so you don't have to worry. Like you can Q magic.
Yep, you can cut loose. Oof, that's a heck of a crit. I always thought it was very unfair that monsters and bosses can crit you with their magic, but you cannot crit them with magic.
Yeah, that's lame.
Also, I'm very curious why he's using arrow instead of flare. Arrow does it about 500 damage less.
Yeah, I did notice that. I was confused.
Or at the beginning too.
I'm thinking maybe he just doesn't want to waste a turn to use the seed. I don't know.
Yeah, but during the in-between for the Psych Shield, you kind of got no choice anyway.
Right.
Or things like that happen. Because Pazuzu.
Yeah. Luckily everything worked out, so that's good.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, very nice Pazuzu fight there.
This is the part where I got pretty mixed up when I was learning the game, like started learning it. What do I do? Where do I go? Like going back and forth between, like, yeah, even before Pazuzu's Tower, always mixed things up. And do I have to talk to Kaylee? Do I have to do this? And...
Oh, yeah. Were you familiar with the game casually beforehand, or no?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've had it since I was a kid. It was actually the first game I beat when I was like 4, I think.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, I liked it so much when I was a kid that I actually went up to my brother and started crying because I didn't want it to stop because I liked the game so much. So I got a little pastime with the game.
Also feels old, man.
Yes.
You were only 4 when you beat it. Feels very. I feel very old.
I'm a youngin'.
That's okay. I love you, youngins. Hey, yeah, no, it's probably going to be a PB for him, which would be awesome. Okay, so he did the glitch correctly, which is always good.
Yes.
It would be a shame to soft lock now.
Yeah, you always, if people are learning the game, you have to make sure you get Ruben before using the cure potions.
Man, if only there was a way around Pazuzu's tower.
Mm-hmm. A few people have been trying to route around it, but there's just so many blocks that you can't get around.
Yeah, and it's that main thing where Kaylee has to leave your party and be out for you to speak to. Oh, poor Mage is a little bit lost. There we go. Yeah, I know there are some people who learn games for the speedrun only and casually, and that really confuses me. Like, I get it, after a while everything is muscle memory, but at the same time I'm just... Doesn't it make navigating a little difficult at first?
Oh, I bet. I want to see, I want to see what they say when they actually going through the whole Fireberg section of the game. See what they say about that. It's like, oh, this music's amazing.
Oh yeah.
You're missing out.
Time for 100%.
Oh yeah.
Forgetting he's got to go talk to Kaylee first. Not a big deal.
Oh yeah, the Max ship played pretty nice with me today. A lot of times I get like my second encounter with the Thanatos. it usually ends up with that one you always have to run from.
Yeah.
It keeps happening over and over and over again. I'm like, really?
Yeah, and then I give up and I just deal with it.
Yeah. Ooh.
But I also saw a shadow in your gargoyle fight, and I was a little surprised.
Yeah.
I didn't even know shadows could appear on the ship.
Right? That was like the first time I ever encountered one on there. Actually, I guess it's pretty rare. So that's why I was pretty hesitant. I was like, I don't have thunder yet.
Right, but luckily white and flare still work pretty well.
Oh yeah.
That's become my go-to in most circumstances.
Mm.
Most of the strats, and I just white and flare everything.
Go away, still flare. Go. Oh yeah, so if he's in this battle, right, with this group formation, if anyone ever gets this, switch to sword and run, and you'll always run from this battle. Always.
Yeah, you dropped me that little tip this morning. I was very grateful.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Oh no, don't do flare! He's gonna counter it! Oh no. Man, those beholders are a big PETA.
Oh, yeah. I have a spot in my heart for Ruben, and I love the flail. I'm glad he just used that. Ruben was my favorite character as a kid.
In all honesty, playing casually, I never minded Ruben much.
Yeah, same.
But do you ever play the randomizer or no?
I've seen it played, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm afraid.
So every single time I have done a run through the randomizer, Ruben has been absolute garbage.
Oh no, poor Ruben.
And, like he'll come to me with 400 HP, or and I just hang my head in shame.
Oh.
Ruben, how could you? But according to a friend of mine, Ruben will carry, apparently. I still haven't figured that one out, but apparently Ruben will carry. I'm not sure what he's carrying. I think he's got sandwiches.
Maybe. Well, so it's something from Lava Dome. Must be something spicy, maybe.
Spicy sandwiches.
Oh.
I'm gonna make the chat
He's
hungry
pretty good
again.
casually, I remember, just like going through like Lava Dome and stuff.
Yeah, no, Ruben's a good powerhouse in that area.
This feels good going through Mac's ship because it's like all you remember is like, oh, I have to go down. So once you get it all figured out, you're like, dang, yeah, nice. I remember the whole area.
First time ever going through the ship, it is so mazy if you don't know to climb around on those poles.
And Zelda's fellow Zelda 2 guy. It's like all the task work and stuff. It's really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Zelda 2 is something I'm not quite ready to commit and subject myself to.
Well, if you're ever curious, I'm one of the guys that can help.
I'll keep it in mind.
Okay.
But I don't see that in my future anytime soon.
No. Okay. No problem. I understand. Good choice. Zelda 2 is.
like games that have jump buttons that actually require you to jump in order to avoid dying.
Yes.
So while this game has a jump button, it's not quite the same thing.
Oh my god, I forgot that Ruben just says, "Don't touch me." I forgot about that. That's awesome. Got her.
All my love to the people that are doing Z2 though, especially the Z2 rando runners.
Oh yeah, that rando's really good. Take Shake did a really good job on that. Hard pass. Come on, Fiesel. Don't make you play Bill and Ted.
Oh my. That's punishing.
Yeah.
So I figure, unless Magus has some really terrible luck in here, he's probably going to end up with a little over a 330.
Yeah, I think so. I'm wondering if you want to be safe in this run, especially in this part of the game, if you don't want to get petrified a lot, you could always go for the Aegis Shield. It's also one of the things you can get here. So I'm wondering if he was going to get that or not.
Well, he's trying, but I don't think he knows quite which way to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
The shifting sands in here are a little bit of a which way they go. I'm not sure about that, Black Moon. You're gonna have to check the schedule, hon.
Oh, he's getting it. Nice. Good old Aegis Shield. It's awesome in like every game.
Yeah, it's definitely good if you don't want to get trolled as you go through the rest of this this castle.
I forget how much time it takes to get the shield, but it's not that long.
It's not too bad. And in a race setting or in a marathon setting, it's definitely a good safety to have.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know when especially the Dark King is just gonna whip out one of those silver nets.
Yeah. The part that gets me is like, oh sorry.
It's only a shame that it doesn't work on Phoebe.
Right. It is so useful for the part right before Zoo, though. I usually get slammed there. I lose so much time when just in that segment, just like going to Zoo and then fighting. I lose so much time normally.
Yeah, I saw you didn't go for the Aegis Shield.
Guess you gotta get it.
But you didn't get trolled too hard by the Cerberuses.
Right. That was pretty nice, actually. Usually they're pretty mean.
So again, just so you guys know, in a few minutes, we're going to probably be switching over to the next race coming up. It'll be JC. Numbers elude me. JaySee87 versus PenguinNinja. So please make sure you do stay tuned for that, so for some more awesome Mystic Quest action. Yeah, that's the only problem with this, is if you're unfamiliar with the layout, it is a little hard the first time around.
Oh, for sure.
Or even the third time around. I'm always afraid when I do the hit to the left part that I'm gonna go too far.
Go too far, yeah. I did that part
right
easy
past.
too.
It's the stupid skull and box area.
Like I'm confusing a bomb. I'm like, okay, press R, switch to bomb, throw bomb, don't jump. Okay, switch to claw.
Or I do the this.
Oh yeah.
And Mages is taking the casual way around, which is totally fine.
Oop. Oh, I almost got it.
Oh no! I think he's got the idea this time, so it should be okay now. And we get to exit our Skelosaurus Rex.
It's always so satisfying. It's just like a huge window comes up. Like, yeah.
Especially if Flamosaurus trolls you the first time around.
Oh yeah. Revenge.
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes I get trolled by Flamosaurus, and sometimes I'll get trolled by the Ice Golem. But more often than not lately, I've been getting trolled by the Ice Golem.
Yeah, I do too. My Flame Rex today wasn't. That's pretty uncommon for me. I usually get like under like around 10, like low 10 maybe. So. Why are ninjas working with the skeleton? The Dark King has some crazy powers. We can explain.
Does. Definitely does.
He can be so healthy, he just dies. We'll see Mage do that later on. Yeah, this part's actually pretty hard to learn for your first time. It's pretty confusing.
And somehow, no matter how far ahead in my split I am, I always lose time in this area. No matter how fast I go. It's crazy.
Do you have a split for Stone Golem, or do you just have Twin Head as your next one?
No, I have them all. Alright guys, it looks like we're going to transition over to get the other race started, so we're going to turn you over to the new commentators and to the new racers. Make sure you give these racers a follow though, because they worked hard for you today.
Yeah, and good commentary. And thanks to the racer.
Thank you. And thank you for joining me at the end, Opus.
Oh, no problem. All right, have a good one, guys.
Night.